plaintiff, Tyrone Benson, dated the defendant, and while together, he was sent away to prison for 2 years. Tyrone claims while he was locked up, the defendant sold his truck, but she never gave the money from the sale to Tyrone, so he's suing. Defendant Evelyn Wilson says she was madly in love with Tyrone, and he wrote her love letters while he was in prison. But once he got out, he totally changed.
Start with you.
Me and Evelyn started dating in like 2012. I had some legal stuff that I was going through. I was sentenced to 2 years in a federal institution. Before I had left, I had sold all my vehicles and whatnot, and my aunt set up the sale for this vehicle.
Okay.
And
before you went in, or?
Yes, sir. At the time when I got ready to leave, Evelyn and her son, they took me out to Michigan to the institution that I was to report to.
What year was this?
This was May of 2014.
You all were girlfriend and boyfriend? Tell me about that. Tell me about your relationship. Give me a little background.
Okay.
So I'll get an indication of who's the crook.
Yep. Okay, I had known
I believe
Evelyn.
you used to be crooked, but I believe you cleaned up.
Yes. I had known her for...
You crooked?
No, sir.
You ever been crooked?
No, sir.
Why you say that so slow?
No, sir. I mean, I made
you
mistakes.
You a crook? No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Never been a crook.
Not a crook.
All right, that's an affirmative no.
Affirmative no.
Go ahead. So you went away in 14.
Yes. Before I went away, we had started dating for maybe a year before then. I had known her for some years before we actually had got involved. The truck in question, when I left to go away, I had my auntie on the three-way, and I had told her I'm leaving the keys, the title, and my bank information, because she was going to deposit the money into...
Your aunt or
yes,
her?
My aunt. And all she had to do was contact her and set up a time and a date to pick up the vehicle.
To deliver the car to your aunt to sell it.
Right.
All right. And once again, before going in, what was your relationship like? Did you all get along? If not, why? Or what was the deal?
Yeah, we had a beautiful relationship, at least I thought. I thought she was something real special, you know.
Let me see if she thought the same. Ma'am?
I was in love with this man. I supported this man in everything that he did. We were in a 5-year friendship and a 2-year relationship when he went away. If he said that the sun shined, then the sun shined. And it was raining outside. He brought passion back into my life where I didn't have any. He made me feel like a real person inside. So I believed everything that he said, and I supported everything that he said. I never made any move unless I consulted him first. I have tons of love letters where he wrote me from jail. How passionate, I love you, my dear heart. I hope that you are ready to and never leave me alone again, because I would never ever let you go. Doyle, if you'll hand that to the judge. All of these letters led me to believe that we even talked about him selling his home, and that we will all come together and that we would marry after he does his 2 years in prison. I did everything to support him, anything, and always communicating with him.
What happened when he came out?
He totally changed, Your Honor. These letters, these love letters, then he was not the same person.
Tell me about the first week.
The first week was good. The first month was good, Your Honor. The first month was good.
So you think he was faking it, or did something change during that first month?
His feelings toward me changed.
Got it. 2 years.
There was no more, you so fine. You know, like in these letters, there was no more.
Were you able to visit him with him?
I visited with him twice.
Sir, what do you want to tell me about whether you lost feelings for her or what happened when you got home? She said everything was fine for a month. What do you see?
No, sir. I didn't lose feelings for her. You know, when I came home, you know, I seen a title there for my truck. It had me down as a lien holder. And the understanding that I had was she sold the truck to her son. And it wasn't clear to me, you know, what, you know, arrangements they had. All I know is she had told me that she sold the truck for $5,000. Now, like I said, I already had the truck sold before
Your
I
Honor.
left.
Hold on. So what's your issue? The money, obviously.
Yes, sir.
All right. Why do you want $3,600 instead of $5,000?
Well, due to the time and the depreciation, I have a blue book
Let's see it, please.
estimate value of
Okay.
the truck.
What do you see having happened?
I'm gonna say we had a disagreement on, some issues with my banks and,
So it's all financial issues?
not all financial issues, sir.
Because she doesn't
Your
seem to
Honor,
know.
he's
She
lying.
doesn't seem to know.
Your Honor, it wasn't
I
all
know.
financial issues.
Well, you didn't tell me. What was it then?
What was it? Why we broke up, or what was it that
Yes, you were
there
in
was
love.
no issue on the truck. There was no issue. We never even discussed the truck.
You did at some point because he's suing you about it.
He
You did before you got here. You knew what it was about before you got here.
Oh yeah, before I got here, because he sent the police to my job on December 16th.
Well, you knew in December. Why you somebody was
Yeah.
no issue?
I'm talking about when he came home from prison, Your
Okay.
Honor. That's what I mean. Let me clarify.
When did he
that.
first mention the truck then?
When he first mentioned the truck, I was approached by some detectives at my
Let's
job.
stop. Let me back up then. When did you come home again?
I came home initially in February of 2016.
So you all never discussed it
Yep.
for 10 months?
Yes, we did, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I was not clear. We did. He was fully aware that the truck was being sold, Your Honor, with the 2 years that he was gone.
And the question is whether there was a conflict regarding you and the truck.
No, there was
because
not.
that's what he's alleging.
The auntie was supposed to come and pick the truck up. They never showed for the keys. They did call
When?
me at work.
When?
It was in August of 2014. I was in church.
Ma'am, we're talking about after he returned. He returned home
Yes.
in February of
2016.
16.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he says he discovered that there had been some issues with the sale and the money.
No.
February, that's what he says. And you said it never came up.
Because
And then you remembered
Yes.
that it did come up.
Yes,
That's
Your
why I have to be very specific with
I
you.
understand. Your
So
Honor,
my question to you
Yes.
was, when did he first mention this to you about getting the money for the sale of the truck?
He never mentioned the truck to me until the detectives came up to my job and said that he reported the truck
He
missing.
never discussed it with you. The detectives just came out of
Yes.
the blue.
Yes.
The detectives informed you.
Yes. After
Hey.
I put him out.
Where's his car? Oh,
Exactly.
after you put him out.
Yes. I put him out the house, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
And
April
he never
17th.
mentioned it between any of those times.
No.
Do you have any evidence indicating that you mentioned it earlier than December of 16?
All I have is a police report, Your Honor. I had
What date?
11/15/16. But the reason that is, Your Honor, is when I first got home,
Lying.
they wouldn't even allow me to make out police reports.
Lying.
They told me
Why won't they let you make a
Liar.
police report, sir?
I went to the police station and I talked to 3 different sergeants down there. After I got back, she wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't give me any of my property.
And did they tell you to go to civil court, perhaps?
Yes, they did.
They're right. This would be something that would be handled in civil court. When did she put you out?
In I want to say April of 2016, me and her, we had a disagreement.
She put you out, period. Let's get back. Let's go to there. Did you ask about your car when you were put out?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Why?
Reason being, I didn't have no time. She called the
You didn't have
halfway.
time to ask?
She called the halfway house and told them she no longer wanted me in her home. And they called me and told me to leave right then and there. And I was to return to the halfway house immediately.
So how does she owe you for the value of the truck? What are you saying happened? She sold it and didn't give you any money?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that's your story, is that when you were leaving, when she put you out, you didn't have time to ask her for your car. Got it. Go ahead, ma'am. He says you sold the car and didn't give him the money, and you were supposed to.
I have wire transfer here, Your Honor.
Go ahead, let me see it.
27 wire transfers to the plaintiff between 5/14 and 8/15, valuing a total amount of $2,240. Also, I paid all of the defendant's bills from 5/14 to 1215.
What do you say about that, sir? I'm looking at these wire
Measuring up.
transfers, money on your books, $2,000 on your books. What do you say to that?
Your Honor,
What?
when I left, before I left, I gave her $1,000 cash to make sure when I got to where I was going, she put money
And she
on
gave
my
you
books.
2. And she put 2 in there.
Yeah.
And she says it's from the car. You have another wire transfer from what dates?
Yes, Your Honor. Also, $760. That was to pay his bills, and also
Let's
once
see
he
that.
was released, Your Honor, I gave him $2,000
Did she
to
give
get
you
into the car.
$2,000 when you
No,
were
sir, Your
released?
Honor.
To get into the car that he is in today, Your Honor.
Okay.
I owe
She
him
shows evidence
absolutely
that she
nothing.
did, sir. February 19th, around the exact time that you were released, she shows me evidence that she gave you $2,000. She shows me evidence that she gave you over $2,000
Yes, Your Honor.
on your books over those 2 years. Sir, your con didn't run out.
Yes.
Wrong person. I know the
Yes.
game, got the game, gone with it. Go with that prison game somewhere else. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
I hate you. You lied to me. You a liar. You took advantage of me, and then you went back to your ex. America, remember, watch out for people like him. He'll con man and to make you believe that he really love you, but he really don't.
She took my power of attorney, went to my banks, took all of my money out of my banks, took my truck.